if anything, like, she should be a role model to so many parents because she is so fucking amazing. And so I get so angry when people attack her for that, and just for her loving me, her doing her job as a parent. I wanted to set aside some time to make this video because I have been reflecting and thinking a lot about this entire topic lately. And to me, it's really a no-brainer and pretty self-explanatory as to why we should be respecting a person's name and pronouns. But for some people, it goes right over their head, and they do not understand the importance of it whatsoever. But I had a situation occur about a week ago that has a lot to do with this conversation, and it's not even like I haven't experienced situations like this throughout my transition. I totally have. But I think it's just like the pot is boiling and it started to overflow a little bit, and this situation pushed my buttons, and that's why I'm sitting here right now making this video and coping with the reality of my life right now. My life is great. I love my life, don't get me wrong, I do. But if I'm being honest with y'all, things have been pretty tense between some of the relationships in my family. And this is due to a number of things, but it's all circled around me being trans. And so I find myself lately having a really hard time forgiving them, and having a hard time not getting angry with them and not feeling hurt by them. And I'm generally a person that likes to focus on the positive, and I generally stay pretty optimistic, but I also want to be vulnerable and real with y'all because it can get intense at times. I love my life, but it can be really heartbreaking at times, and that's where it comes down to community. And community is so great to hold each other up and just to love on each other. And the biggest thing I want a takeaway of this video is to let people know that they're not alone. But with that said, before I dive into this situation, I do want to say that I'm not here to be throwing people under the bus. I'm not going to be disclosing people's names and their relation to me because that's not my character. And like I said before, this is about awareness. You know, it's about building that community between people to let folks know that you're not alone, and a lot of people are going through similar situations like this. I did reach out to my mom to ask her if she was okay if I had her be included in this video and me talking about her, and she was hands down like, yes, please do it. I think that's a great idea because my mom is awesome. So those of you who know anything about my mother, you know that she is hands down one of my biggest supports and allies, not just through my transition, but through my entire life. And with that being said, since June was Pride Month, she was posting a lot of Pride-related things, as well as some advocacy, and just sharing the word of Pride Month, as a lot of people do, because June is always Pride Month, and I don't know why people got their panties up in a bunch about Pride Month this year, but so many people did, and that plays into this situation. So all the posts that my mom made were generally filled with a lot of love and support. And the cool thing about my mom is she really wants to step into advocacy and being a active ally to the queer community. And so she's been reaching out and building her own support network and group of people that she can lean up on and she can trust. And these people have similar family dynamics and situations, so they can support each other and lean on each other. And it's really great that she wanted and felt compelled to do something like that. And so she has like all these friends from all around that are supporting her, and in her corner, in my corner, in all of our corners, cheering us on, and it's really cool to see. But there was one post that my mom made, and it wasn't even political. It was just about a building being lit up in rainbow lights at the end of the month for Pride Month. And someone from our family felt the urge and felt compelled to comment on this. And it wasn't even really straightforward. It was kind of backhanded, but we all knew what she was trying to say. It was something on the lines of, she worded it like, honey, God made the rainbow and the rainbow belongs to God. And, you know, when I saw it, I was just like, the fuck did she just say? And same with my mom. And my mom reached out to me and was like, how do I respond to this in a positive way where I don't get like super defensive and harsh with my words? And I was like, yeah, I don't know how to respond to that, because a bunch of things were cycling through my head, and I sometimes can be very quick to say something that I might regret later. So I've gotten very good at taking some time with it, stepping back, and reflecting what I really am trying to say. And so we took some time, processed it, talked it through, and then we came up with a general idea of what she was going to say, and we added some educational pieces to it as well. And my mom crushed it, guys. She killed it. It was great, and my mom received a ton of support from people that are in her corner, and it just like really lifted my mom's spirits up, which was great. And this person that commented on my mom's post, she chose not to reply to any of the people. She just left it be. But then she did choose to go on her page and publicly post this entire situation, copying and pasting things that people were saying, completely throwing me and my mom and all these other people under the bus. I can't even look at the posts anymore because I don't have access to it because she removed it. But it said something, I mean, it was lengthy. In the post itself, again, was not really directed at anything, but then you read into the comments and you knew it was immediately about me and my mom. And it's one thing, like, I'm used to that. Like, I'm used to kind of getting shit on and getting flack from family, from random people online. I'm used to that. That's part of social media, and that's, I hate to say it, but part of being trans when there's lack of support in certain areas of your life. But my mom, she doesn't deserve that. I don't deserve it, but she's not used to being attacked like that. And then I get in this place where I like get super protective of her because it infuriates me when people question my mother. And you know, in this post they were saying that she was lost, that I was lost, and it's just like, what are you even saying? Like, why are you critiquing and criticizing the one person that has been hands down by my side through thick and thin and has been there for me and loves me unconditionally? If anything, like, she should be a role model to so many parents because she is so fucking amazing. And so I get so angry when people attack her for that, and just for her loving me, her doing her job as a parent. I knew I was gonna get emotional and mad as I was making this. But hey, that's vulnerability, right? That's what I want to get at. Because this is real. Like, this is real emotion and raw. But anyways, these comments in this post that was directed at me and my mother and anyone who was being supportive to my mother, she right away outed me to everyone, explaining the entire situation, but she was using very problematic language with it. She was saying something on the lines of, you know, her daughter, referring to my mom, so her daughter, and then used my dead name, is wanting to be a boy and goes by Hayden. It was something on the lines of that, and that's how she started it off. And then she just went into more detail, and she was saying how sad it was, how lost I was, and that she was going to pray for me. And I like wanted to vomit everywhere when I saw all of that, because it was long. It was really, really long, and she just put so much personal information out there on a page where, judging by all the comments, these people are pretty fucking transphobic. So that's like the biggest problem with that right there, is she did not ask me if she could even disclose any of that information. And then she did, because it wouldn't take a rocket scientist to go on my mom's page, search someone named Hayden, which how many Haydens are there? I think she's only got one on her Facebook, so it would be pretty damn easy to find out who I was. And I try very hard to not disclose certain things, even on my channel, about where I live, the location I do, because you just don't know, and I want to be safe, because trans people are attacked on a daily. You can see I'm getting real mad. But I took some time, got my mother's blessing to comment on that post, because she did make it public on her page. And so I took some time to do a well thought out and very articulate comment back, just saying why it was so problematic and how upset I was with her that she did that, and how upset I was with her that she threw my mom under the bus. Also, how upset I was with her that she uses her religion to be judgmental and hurtful and hateful, because Jesus preached love over, I think, like 700 times in the Bible. Never did he once speak about homosexuality or being trans. Never. He preached love, tolerance, and acceptance. That's the biggest thing I learned from Christianity growing up in a pretty religious family. So it was well thought out. I even invited her to like come watch some of my videos so she could learn more, but I know she won't. She won't ever see this, and if she does, hi. Thanks for watching. So a few hours later, don't hear anything back, and then I checked on it, only to find that she had removed my comment and then all of her comments that were talking about me and my mom. So kudos to her for removing it, but then it gets better. She reaches out to my mom and she apologizes to my mom, but in her apology, she continues to misgender me. She continues to use my dead name, and everything I said just went right over her head. And I think that's why I can't let this one go, because it makes me so infuriated. You shit on my mom, you shit on me, I call you out, you don't even take the time to apologize to me, and you still do it. Like, you still call me by my dead name, you still disrespect me, and you still don't see me. And then she had the audacity to say that she had to remove it, and to let me know that she had to remove it because if other people in our family were to see that post, they would be so heartbroken. And I literally just like want to put my middle finger up to that, because what I said would be something that I would say to anyone in my family. That has been a huge lack of support in my life. And what's really heartbreaking is that they don't want to acknowledge the person that I am today. They want to pray for me to be this little girl that I previously was. And that little girl was so suicidal and so depressed and going down this really dark path that I probably wouldn't be here today. So they would much rather me be in that place than not where I'm at today, thriving, being healthy, and honestly, like the most successful I have been throughout my life. That's the heartbreaking part. And that's on them, and that's not on me, and that's not on my mom. I struggled with how I was going to format this video and how I was going to talk about this without like screaming at the camera, but I think I did okay. I think I composed myself pretty well. So kudos to me. One positive though out of this entire situation, and it's going to cycle right back to it, is community. So my mom was very upset about this entire thing because she loves me. She would, you know, run through a brick wall for me. She was really upset about it, really upset. And so she reached out to her community of supportive people, and like so many people just showered her with love. And my mom was just so, she like reached out to me and was like, oh my gosh, like I was just crying all the things that they were saying, and it was like all happy tears, and it just really warmed my heart knowing that my mom is getting that type of support that she so needs in her life right now. Because yeah, it's hard on her too. It's very hard on her when she is like a fierce mama bear and in my corner, and a lot of people in our family don't understand it or don't want to understand it and are not supportive of it. So I'm so happy that she's like found her people that she can go to. Another kind of cool thing is I came across this post literally the next day, and I was like kind of in a funk, and I was just like, this is so stupid. Like, I'm not even close with this person, but this is impacting me. But I realized that it's just a lot of situations that are all compacted together, and this was just the tipping point of it. And I just exploded a little bit inside. But I came across this post, and it cycles throughout my Facebook throughout the past few years or so. But here it is. And so this is like the general gist of why you should never ignore a person's pronouns or their name. 1, I know you better than you know yourself. 2, I would rather hurt you repeatedly than change the way I speak about you. 3, your sense of safety is not important to me. 4, your identity isn't real and shouldn't be acknowledged. 5, I want to teach everyone around me to disrespect you. 6, offending you is fine if it makes me feel more comfortable. 7, I can hear you talking, but I'm really not listening. 8, being who you truly are is an inconvenience to me. 9, I would prefer it if you stopped being honest with me. And 10, I am not an ally, a friend, or someone you can trust. So that sums it up. That is all the reasons, and there's more of why you should always be respecting a trans person's name and their pronouns. You know, I get comments a lot, but like, it is so disrespectful when somebody blatantly misgenders you. And I do want to note there's a difference between intentionally and unintentionally. Mistakes and slip-ups will happen. I even misgendered myself a lot in the very beginning of my transition, and it's fine when that happens. But when it's intentional, like situations like this, that's when it's really, really, really problematic. So I hope this video resonated with somebody in this world, because again, I just want people to know that you're not alone going through situations like this. But I also want people to know that there's far more love and support and tolerance out there than there is hate and intolerance. And that's something that can be hard to see when you're in the thick of it, but man, it's out there. There's so much love out there, and I am one of those people that will love on you and respect you, always respect you. But thank you all so much for watching. I will be continuing doing videos. I've just been so busy prepping wedding stuff and landscaping, lots of landscaping, so that's what we've been doing all summer. Maybe I'll do a day in the life video where we just go outside and pull weeds together and play with the dog, and yeah, so. But until then, I hope you all have a safe and wonderful few weeks, months, days ahead. Thanks guys, bye.